And we are going to start tonight with Brad Stanton kicking us off. Brad, how are you doing tonight? I'm going to find you, but you go ahead and just toss your question up to Arn.
Hey, how are you? Hey, Arn, it's nice to finally meet you. I haven't been able to get on here with you yet.
Where are you at, Brad?
I'm right here. See
There
me,
he
Brad?
is.
Don't know, but where are you coming from? Where's home?
Oh, right outside Philadelphia.
Okay, then. That's horseman country up there.
Oh, yeah.
For sure. So thanks for joining us. Number one, that goes out to yourself and everybody else. We sure appreciate it.
Well, thank you so much. So I'm really happy for you that your son has joined you in the business. And I've been in the car business for 20 years. And I always say that I don't want my kids anywhere near the car business. And I was just wondering, as you were going through, your wrestling career and you started having a family, did you ever say that to yourself, that you didn't want your kids to be in this business at all?
I didn't form an opinion. I never encouraged them or discouraged them, ever. And my first son, Barrett, my older son, he never led any inkling that he wanted to be in the business. So it wasn't one of those things that we even discussed. I mean, I think he could see, and along with his mom, that, man, it's time consuming. It's tough business, coming home hurt and traveling and being gone all the time and missing everything. Now with the younger one, we didn't have a lot of discussions about that. I was already retired as a wrestler before he came along. So the only capacity he knew, me in the business is being a producer and backstage stuff and not actually being a wrestler. And he didn't bring it up until one day. He was about a sophomore in high school, and he just were sitting there watching something on TV, sports of some sort, and he looked over at me and had either seen something online or read a podcast or just something, and he just asked me a question. Dad, what do you think about this? Was this a good idea? Or da 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 da. And I said, what are you talking about? And it was a wrestling question. I went, what makes you ask? And he said, well, I've been watching some stuff and studying, and I would, might like to give it a try. And I went, okay. So I tell you what, it's way too early to be talking about that. But I tell you what, today's world, you got to have an education. You got to be computer literate and all these extra things. You go to college, you graduate, you get a degree. And then if you still want to be a wrestler after all that, and you've got that backup, I'll help you all I can. And that's the way it went down. And after he graduated from ECU, I said, well, what do you think? And he said, yep. Because I knew if I let him get in that ring before he graduated college, his whole thought process would change. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. He would not have graduated. He'd said, Dad, what are we waiting on? This is what I want to do. So once he graduated, we got started.
Well, congratulations on that. That was really a fun episode of Dynamite to watch.
Thank you.
I made my whole family. I made my wife watch it and say, hey, do they look alike? You think they look alike? And I showed them some previous pictures of you, and then put them next to each other. But anyway, the new format you have weekly is great. So keep it up, and thank you for answering my question. I appreciate it.
Hey, thank you, and I'm glad you're happy with the new format. And we're gonna slow down and enjoy some of the things together. That happen backstage and the real life part of being in the business, not just matches, the stories and the friendships and all that. And I think that's what appeals to me, and hopefully it'll appeal to you guys.
Yeah. Thanks again. Thanks so much.
Thank you, Brad.
Awesome. Oh, well, I loved hearing about your son getting involved in the business. I figured.
That's great. So look, just a quick question. So recently I've been listening to Renee Paquette's podcast, and there was an episode where she had the actor Paul Walter Hauser on. And during that, he was talking about how he used to love the Four Horsemen growing up. And he said that if there was a movie of the Four Horsemen, the person he'd love to play in it would be yourself. So the question kind of came to my mind, like, if you had, if there was a movie on the Four Horsemen, who would you like to play you?
I don't know anybody that could do me better than me. Do you?
I don't. That's the answer I was actually expecting, to be honest.
You know what? And I know that sounds pompous and ridiculous, but, you know, I know who I am. I've always known who I am. And since I've looked 40, since I was 14, I think there would, with some Hollywood magic, we could, you know, paint up and patch up and put another coat of paint on me and magic and maybe cover the span of years that we needed to. But I really believe I could do me. So if anybody wants to make a movie, let's talk.
A few extra dollars would be nice as well.
Yeah. Yes, sir. And you know what? For you bringing it up, I'll send you a stipend. How about that?
That's great. Lovely. Thank you very much, Arn.
Thank you.
Oh, I love that. Thank you so much, Adam. Arn, what about maybe your son playing you in a film? What do you think about that?
Now there's something I hadn't thought about. Sure.
Does he have some acting chops? Is that something that he's interested in at all? Do you know?
You know, this is a frightening thought and it's horrifying, but he is a mini me.
Oh,
And
so
once he's been around long enough that the audience will accept him being himself, he's a real smart ass. He's just like the old man. So could he pull it off? Yes, 100%.